Welcome back to Powerboating in Paradise TV, otherwise known as Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel, guys. It's Stu Jones and producer Ryan McCoy here in the Pompano Beach studio, and we are wrapping up an exciting series with feature coverage of the 2023 edition of the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week event. It was fun, and it was festive, and it was in the fall again. Late September are the dates, as 96 teams gathered from all over the United States to join us. So this will be our fourth and final episode with complete coverage of this event. So before we get started, let's thank our very dear sponsors. Our presenting sponsor for the FPC 2023 series of events is Mercury Racing, celebrating 50 years of wide open. And by these sponsors in alphabetical order: Big Thunder Marine, Blackwater Boats, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Fountain Power Boats, Midnight Express Boats, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group Isla Morada, and by Statement Marine. And we'll get you guys up to speed now. Remember, we are on the big Saturday poker run day, a total of 8 checkpoints, so we're kind of like midday right about now as we catch up with these teams heading westbound on the Intracoastal Waterway, which we share with other boaters and commercial traffic, so you got to let these big barges go through, guys. And as always, we're going to introduce as many of our teams as we can, including Chad and Nadia Van Tilburg from the Cape Coral area with their big Concept 4400 Team High Limit. And there's a lot of these nice Nortec 39s on the run. And what have we got going on here? Is this, oh, it's an aerobics class afloat. Yes, indeed. Dan, he likes to have these short sessions of aerobics with the ladies on board when they're idling. And I think that's good use of your time, Dan. And, of course, I think we'll see plenty more of that before the day is over. Wayne and Courtney Perkins are on this Statement 35, Team Savage. That's because it's the sister ship to the Savage 40-foot skater. Chad Havens is here from Texas, and you brought the whole gang. So Wayne is handling the support boat duties, and I think he's doing a pretty damn good job. And here's Vince and Rachel Odo, part of the big group from Texas, Tops group that come over here every year, and very proud to be showing off their new 42 Cigarette X. This is a boat that was in the club before and owned by a guy all the way in California, and Vince saw that the boat was for sale, and as he said in his video bio, he just had to jump all over this deal. He couldn't be happier. He loves the boat. And just so happens, still has the 38 Top Gun. So if anybody wants it, just call the club office and we'll hook you up with Vince. One thing they love about boating is the community, the fellowship, and getting to run with everyone. Well, look at this. Looks like it's family day for the Joneses, at least partly the family, Stu and Jackie, and we have got our son Tyler joining us. A couple of our paramedics, safety divers, joining in with us, and I think we picked up the lovely Miss Sage from the Card Checkpoint boat, the Emerald Grand boat. So we've got kind of an eclectic mix of people on board, having a great ride on the Flight 1130 Cigarette, running strong now on the tail end of an 8 poker run summer tour, which started at the Orange Beach Powerboat Week in May. Then we went around the country, did 6 other poker runs, and we wrapped it up here in Destin. So I'm very happy with the performance of these Mercury Racing 565s. At this point, up to about 130 trouble-free engine hours on those motors. Couldn't be happier. And of course, the Emerald Coast event wouldn't be the same without Team INXS here every year. John and Cher Floyd in their 1993 47-foot Fountain full-on race boat that was converted to pleasure some years ago. Fully air-conditioned cockpit, seating 4-6, but they still have those big monster Victory engines that they built with blowers. Remember, this is the boat that actually toured on the Superboat National Tour back in the early 90s. It won 2 world championships in 93 and 94. Just so happens that's back when I was doing PR for offshore racing teams, and I toured with this boat for a couple years. It was really a fun ride. And it's Ricardo Chavez from Orange Beach, Alabama. One of our teams that we've seen quite often, actually. He kind of does the double header from Orange Beach, then over to Destin every year, running this 34-foot Fountain. It's powered by triple Mercury 300 Verados. And Ricardo always has a fun team riding along with him. and always willing to help us out in any way. On several occasions, he's been a safety boat on the Orange Beach event. And of course, it is the usual suspects attending this event every year. Love it when Don and Don Haddon show up all the way from South Carolina with Team Dirty Little Secrets, Concept 44 with Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. And they've actually had an aggressive summer tour with this boat as well. We just joined them in Lake Cumberland a couple of weeks earlier, and then we went down to Georgia, and then here they are again in Destin for the Emerald Coast event. And you got to love this shot because it illustrates just the wide variety of boats that we have here on this event with this 30-foot Eliminator cat driven by Michael Boll, and that in the background is Octavio Valdivia and his 44-foot Concept. But just look at how fantastic these conditions are, and this is why the cat guys love it. Michael Boll now able to push the throttles forward and get this Eliminator up to speed. It's got 1,400 horsepower, so certainly capable of speeds well into the triple digits. So he could go pretty much all day long in these conditions at 100 and just have a blast. And at the complete opposite end of the scale, as I said earlier, a wide diversity of the fleet now. Octavio Valdivia, his wife Karen, and all their friends on Team Awesome 1, a 44-foot Concept with a massive cockpit, so you can bring all your friends on the poker run and still have plenty of room for everybody. And you don't have to stay at the back of the pack. You've got 4 Mercury outboards pushing this boat well into the 80s, so lots of speed and performance, and yet you don't have to sacrifice any space. And we're not even talking about the forward cabin. It's huge. And I was really happy to see Leslie and David Simpson join us with this 32-foot Chaparral. Not too bad. This is a family event for them every year, a father and a son tradition. The oldest son's 4th poker run with us and has his youngest on board for his 3rd time. They say they've had 5 boats, but it's their first outboard boat. And I think that this new Chaparral 32 is really just ideal for boating here in the Florida Panhandle. And I'm glad that they put it on a poker run because it's really ideal for the poker run. They can still maintain cruising speeds and have plenty of room for all their friends. Now let's say hi to Aaron Swafford and his crew from the St. Pete area. Been on the Tampa run many times before, but it's the very first time here up at the Emerald Coast event. He just finished Lotto 3 weeks earlier where he won his class in the shootout with this 38-foot Fountain TE Quad Mercury 400 Verados. And Aaron has a new boat in his future, so he says that for the present time, this boat is currently for sale with the Fountain dealer at Cortez Cove Marina in Bradenton. And it's Chris Blackwell all the way from Texas in Team Hot Water. It's a 2000 model 382 Fastech with completely rebuilt 500 EFIs. They redid the cockpit and upholstery. Took them 2 years to get everything done, but they're back at it, and I love it that they took an old school boat and brought new life into her. What they love about powerboating is meeting people and enjoying the cruising, and a big thumbs up for their efforts to get here. They trailered 760 miles from Canyon Lake, Texas. Well, guys, we're going to change it up just a little bit as we head back to the first card checkpoint at Harbor Walk Village. This is going to be our final poker card segment. We're going to start things off with Hayes and Carlin Wilson in their Nortec 390 Sport. It's got triple Mercury 400Rs, and they have been very active with the club for a number of years now. They started off in an Everglades, but this Nortec has really suited their boating lifestyle, and indeed they have told me many times how much they love the boat, and they've joined us all the way to the Bahamas back in August, just a month earlier. Tremendous representation by Nortec on this event. We're going to report all those numbers later on in the show. And it's Joe Sabo from New Jersey, and he's been in the club many, many years, but it was always in a cigarette back in those days. He changed his boating lifestyle up and now enjoying this 2022 MTI 390X, powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs. And I would have to say that this MTI 390X has become a widely popular boat with the Florida Powerboat Club. We have so many of them in the club now, and they just keep adding up. So good job by MTI for getting such great representation on these poker runs. And it's another local team, Skip McGee, one more time from the Destin area, and has done this event many times over the years, but I do recall it was in a cigarette, so nice to see that they have changed over to the center console lifestyle. I know the girls are loving it, and I got to say that the colors and graphics on this 390 are just fabulous. You know what they say, sometimes less is more. And it's now Team WOZENCRAFT pulling up to the dock. Devin WOZENCRAFT there. He's actually standing on the back taking video, but Justin DiGiovanni at the helm. And I think that Devin had Justin driving the boat because he thought it would be good luck, because the year earlier, Justin actually won the Emerald Coast Poker Run in his own boat. So I don't know how that worked for you, Devin, but at least it gave you a chance to stand on the back of the boat and get some good video. But congratulations on your new victory, 34, first poker run for the new Cat, powered by Mercury Racing 450s. Now let's say hi to Weston Harlow and his team, Team Into Deep, 35-foot DCB Cat, powered by Mercury Racing 700s. And thumbs up to this crew for wearing their life jackets. And I want to say that young lady had some good sea legs. She just tiptoed right into the cockpit like a professional ballerina. And now we're more up close and personal with Team Dirty Little Secrets, and no secrets to tell today except that they're having a lot of fun, and that is a beautiful Miss Dawn reaching up to grab the poker card. Congratulations to this couple. They renewed their vows at a big celebration in Barbados. Now, if you guys were wondering why I love this poker card segment, I think it's pretty obvious by now, as Andy Eck pulls up in his 34 PILINI. Nice job on the crew selection, guys. 4 beautiful ladies on board. I hope you guys come back for the 2024 event. And here's a team that gets a big A+ for attendance, as they always do. Great supporters of the club, Roger and Pam Anderson in their Nortec 390 Sport, Team Wild Horses. They've been attending the Emerald Coast event for more than 15 years. A very special welcome now, first-timers David and Brenda Giles, all the way from Tierra Verde. That's down on Florida's west coast in this beautiful Nortec 390 Sport. Oh, and that card handoff scores a big 10 in my books, guys. Wow. Have to comment on the beautiful paint and graphics of this Nortec called Special K. Apparently, David says Brenda did all the color choices. Well, good job, Brenda. You and I have the very same taste in colors and styling. And it's one more time with Cameron Bailey and his crew on Team Cut the Check. Another Nortec to add to our continuous Nortec video feature here. I mean, there's a lot of Nortecs on this event, and you got to love that. And the lovely Miss Deja looking over her shoulder, making sure that we're getting that shot. Yes, indeed. Of course we're getting the shot, Deja. We want you, and we want Cameron's girls. We want the whole thing going on here as, boom, there goes the card. She's got her cute little captain's hat on. I gotta love it, guys. A lot of spirit with this team, and thanks to Cameron for allowing our camera crew to ride along. And it's the Fowlers from Georgia. They're regulars here on this event for many years running now, but new with this boat, though. They've had a fountain in previous years, but enjoying this new 42-foot Wright Performance Cat with Mercury Racing 450Rs. Mom Lisa and Dad Mike riding along. That's because they make this poker run a family affair every time. And we're going to see a lot of cats on this run, and of course MTI seems to be dominating that class. Cliff Anderson along with his first mate Miranda coming up for the card. And Cliff actually joined us a week earlier over at the Pirates of Lanier event in Georgia. So here he is now just a week later at Emerald Coast. And you know you're going to see him at every Emerald Coast. They've done this event every year for more than a decade. And it's one of our new entries to the poker run, Neil Inman. Well, he's been here before, but he's teamed up with Cody Bullington, the owner of this 32 Fountain. A new boat to Cody, just got the boat back in May. So their first time on the run in this new Fountain. Beautiful boat, a 32 NX model, twin Mercury 400 Dorados. They're another team from our neighboring state in Alabama, traveled about 350 miles to join us here. Hope to see them at Orange Beach in May. And it's John and Connie family in their SUNSATION 34 CCX. And I actually don't see Connie on the boat. but I know she loves riding around with John, but sometimes she just doesn't make the start because she likes to stay up late and hang out with her fellow club members, and sometimes that may involve a little sleeping in the next day. So a little jab at you, Connie, but we miss you. Wish you were on the boat right now. This couple fell in love with the Emerald Coast. That's why they decided to buy a house here recently in Mary Esther with a waterfront on the Intracoastal. And it's time for Alan Hawley in his 38 Scarab. Good gracious, a 1993 model, fully restored, and that's why I gave him the Best Classic Boat Award at the Saturday night party. And very proud to have this team with us, George and Cindy Villarreal, all the way from Texas. And I give this team a double thumbs up for a couple of reasons. One is they came all the way from Texas. Well, that's pretty cool. But they did it with this 28-foot COBALT single-engine Volvo 380 horse. And I really commend them for coming out here and trusting us when we said, you can totally do this event with a 28-foot boat, and that's what they're doing. And look, they got 6, 7, 8 people on board having a blast. And here's a team that always has a blast as well. This is Weston Harlow from Pensacola. Got his 35-foot DCB wound up nicely now. Mercury Racing 700s. They always come with a great spirit. Team Into Deep always have cool, nice team uniforms. In fact, I love the new outfits they made. So they said, Stu, well, guess what? We got one for you. And they gave me one of their team shirts. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, and I love wearing it. Wes has come a very long way from his early beginnings on this event when he started over 10 years ago in a 26-foot Ranker Cruiser. And one more time with Roger and Pam Anderson. We saw them getting a poker card earlier, but now getting a great shot of this Nortec 390 Sport Team Wild Horses. And yeah, with 4 Mercury Racing 450Rs, yeah, I'd say that's where the wild comes from. But I got to say, Roger and Pam have been great supporters of this club and of this event. Been doing it now for probably 15 years or more. Started off with a 42-foot Fountain Lightning. Since then, they've purchased 2 Nortec 390 Sports, the first one with triples, this one with quads. Looks like the switch to center consoles has really worked out for their boating lifestyle. Okay, now, and it's one more time with Team Southern Yankee, John and Connie Family from Georgia, 34-foot Sensation center console. And wait a minute, I think we're going to change the name of this boat to the Magic Show, because when they came up to get their card, Connie was not on the boat. But now there she is sitting up in the bunny seat up front. So good Magic Show, Connie. Okay, we're back on board with Cameron Bailey and his crew on Team Cut the Check as they are moving their way closer to Juana's, westbound on the course. Off plane now as they putt up to Juana's, and look at, they got a big scene going on here. Not quite the scene that we had on Friday when we did the fun run here, and I think there were well over maybe 150 boats at Juana's that day. But today is going to be a little more tame and a little more controlled, and I think that's what's great about the Saturday poker run, because you get a lot more of the general public here as well at the same time. That is the lovely Miss Jaylyn, one of our FPC girls, handing off the poker card to Team Cut the Check. Back up in the air now as we continue westbound on the course, now catching up with Wayne and Courtney Perkins from Texas in this 35 Statement Triple Mercury Racing 300Rs. Ideal package to push this 35. I really love the paint and graphics on this boat. All black hull sides with the white trim. Good showing for Statement here on this event, ranked 5th overall with all the manufacturers. A little more on that later in the show. Another Statement now helping them with these numbers. This one from Chris Radley, Team Real Rad, another team that came all the way from Texas. And here's a boat that's rigged exactly as the black one we just saw, but completely different graphics, opposite ends of the scale, and boat still looks fantastic. Every one is a unique expression of its owner, all very individual. Love the look of this red and white with the little gray graphics. Good job, Chris. And nice to see Mark and Diana Santos back here all the way from Texas. Longtime supporters of this event, have done it many years in a row. This time it's in Team Tribute, a 388 skater that was originally powered by Brad Smith engines. Of course, we lost Brad in a terrible boating accident about 7 or 8 years ago. The boat was completely redone. The engine's by Mark Booth at Precision Marine, and it's named Tribute to honor Brad, who sadly is no longer with us. And what does Mark love about boating? He says the boating community in general, people are friendly and always willing to help out and lend a hand. That is very true, Mark. I totally agree. And another cameo appearance from Flight 1130, riding alongside with Bentley Thompson from South Carolina in Team properly insured. I kind of like that, guys, reminding you guys that you need insurance to do these poker runs. But Bentley also has a 39-foot cigarette with 1100s. It's called Team Mad Hatter. So that was kind of a surprise for me to see this center console show up. Nice to have the two cigarettes running alongside, kind of illustrating the old and the new. Of course, the cigarette Top Gun being 24 years old now, a 2000 model. And of course, that cigarette 39 GTR, one of the early stage cigarette center consoles. Of course, they've changed up and offered a lot of new models since, but this is the one that kind of kicked it off and got a lot of people on board with cigarette in doing the center console lineup. And this one's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 400Rs. Bentley's got a great team on board today. Nice having them all join us here at the Emerald Coast. Our next big promotion with Cigarette Racing Team is the Miami Air and Sea Show at the end of May. We'll be involved in a cigarette powerboat demonstration along the beaches to salute the U.S. military. And now getting a bird's eye view of that 93 SCARAB, completely redone by Alan Hawley from Louisiana. Team, good gracious. And I really got to commend Alan for having the time that he took, really several years really, to do a complete rebuild and refit on this boat, the repower and graphics and interior. Well, guys, your work will never go unnoticed in this club. That's part of our culture. And if you bring a classic boat to this event, you are going to be recognized, and we are going to honor you in some way, because that's the kind of passion that drives this sport. And it's another one of our teams from Clear Lake, Texas. This is Brentley Woods in his 47-foot fountain, Team Ridin' Dirty, a 2001 model with 600 Mercs. He actually registered his ice screen boat, which is a really cool boat with very interesting graphics, but it's getting a new interior and electronics. So Ridin' Dirty is the replacement for right now, and looks like it's riding just fine. I laughed at one of Brentley's comments. He said, "Let's bring the arch back." And changing it up now as we fly over Crab Island late on this Saturday afternoon. Guys, you cannot believe it until you see it, and here it is. Now you can see it. Yes, there are probably 300 or 400 boats here, runabouts, bow riders, pontoon boats, jet skis. Doesn't matter what you ride on, guys. This is truly a boating playground here in the Emerald Coast. You know, and as far as living the boating lifestyle here in the Emerald Coast, there's really only one way to do that year-round, is that's to live here. And if you were to live here, and if you had enough money, you might as well live in style. And this home is probably the answer and the solution to that. If you're looking for a home that puts you on the doorstep to this waterfront playground here in the Emerald Coast, this is it. Living Right Realty sent me this video a few weeks back of 239 Yacht Club Drive in Fort Walton Beach. And I think this home is truly magnificent in so many ways, almost 16,000 square feet of living space with these high ceilings and these picturesque views. But there's just a few things like this U.S. Tennis Association, authentic court. So probably ideal for a family with kids growing up and an athletically minded family, because you also have this professional batting cage, a bowling alley, obviously a huge swimming pool, and maybe even for the artistic kids, a piano, a grand piano in the living room. That doesn't hurt. Here's the gorgeous views from the master bedroom with high ceilings and just glass in all directions, and beautiful views of Cinco Bayou. Of course, you have to have a home theater, and why not feature the Top Gun, because you're right here near Eglin Air Force Base as well. This home is ideal for anybody who wants to enjoy the boating lifestyle. Somebody with a big family, I'm guessing, would be ideal, or somebody with just a lot of friends and likes to entertain. I'm hoping a member of Florida Powerboat Club can buy this home, because this is going to be one of our stopovers. It'll be a checkpoint for the run, and with a nice big long dock out front, we can raft up a bunch of boats and have a huge pool party. I don't know, guys. I think this is the answer to any of you who are looking for a nice retirement home too. If you just want to hang out in this beautiful Emerald Coast area and have a boating playground on your doorstep, you can go in any direction, eastbound, westbound. You can go out fishing in the Gulf. And there's Destin's East Pass. They're about 10 or 15 minutes away. Guys, I think this is a great opportunity. Don't pass it up. And continuing with our event, remember, a lot of the boats that don't go to Crab Island go here to Noriego Point. That seems to be the most desirable location for all of our poker run guys, because you can just nose the keel of the boat up in the sand. These girls are going to be waiting for you with their colored captain's hats. I love it. team cut the check here. The final shot is we idle into the harbor to tie up for the night because we got a big party ahead. So while everybody is getting the boats put away and getting ready for the big Saturday night party, let's backtrack to Thursday night because this is the final round, guys. I know you want to find out who the winners are of that Miss Emerald Coast Powerboat Week Contest, which was staged at Margaritaville. This was our second event on the agenda. We did, of course, the fun run on Thursday, but it was followed by the Miss Powerboat Week Contest where we had 10 lovely contestants. And thanks again to the beautiful Miss Amber Content for being our contest organizer, and she brought a lot of the FPC girls here to hang out with us. So you remember the plan now. So far we have done segment number 1, which was the cocktail dress segment where all the ladies came out in their favorite evening wear, and that's a great way to start off the show. Now, of course, we went to round 2, and that was black bikini. I think it's a format that works really well. It puts everybody, all the girls, in a similar type of bikini. I've got to say the toughest job here was for all of our judges who sat up on the front row and had to score each girl on a scale of 1 to 10 for each of the 3 segments that they walked out. So that's how we do the judging, guys. It's all fair. We have ladies and we have gentlemen in the judging panels. So we know that we are getting very fair scores for all 10 of the ladies. And that's why we're always comfortable with the results, because there's a lot of money and prizes at hand. So let us reveal and congratulate all of our winners, which starts off with a second runner-up or third place, and that is beautiful Miss Sage from Daytona Beach. She's been here before, and she stayed with us for the entire weekend to help out. She was card girl number 2 on the Emerald Grand Yacht at Sandestin. We love having Sage here, and you can also see her on the pages of the 2024 Florida Powerboat Club calendar. And winning second place, or first runner-up as we would say, is the beautiful Miss Shelby. She's been here before, and she has actually won this contest in the past. So this is a very familiar feeling for Shelby, and glad she could join us. And the final congratulations go out to our winner, and first place is Chanel, one of our local girls who has been up on the stage before. We haven't seen her for a couple of years, but nice to have Chanel come back. She's a great performer, been up here at a lot of the Miss Powerboat Week contests over the years, and it just seems like she just gets better with age. And good to have Chanel back. Congratulations to her and all the other girls, and thanks again to the Miss Amber Content for staging a fantastic and very entertaining Miss Powerboat Week contest. And it goes without saying, very special thanks to all of our judges for making donations so they could be up there on the judging panel, and to Paul Bertucci from FEB Distributing Team Beer Money for being our sponsor of the Miss Powerboat Week contest. Back to our agenda for Saturday night, and that is the final poker run party at Margaritaville, where everybody joins us for a wonderful meal and really just a social evening of food and fun. And of course, it's the place where everyone plays out their final poker cards. So we will be turning in all of the bonus cards that we picked up, turning them in for actual poker hands so we can play out our cards in the hopes of winning the grand prize. We've got a lot of great prizes at stake as well, a lot of cash, and a lot of donated prizes from a number of our sponsors. Of course, Margaritaville was the ideal venue. We set up the poker tables outside on the deck, and I think that was the best situation as lovely Miss Jasmine and Shelby give us a little wave. The FPC girls, of course, are the dealers for all of the poker hands. It was crowded at the tables for quite some time. Everyone was taking advantage of the opportunity to play out extra cards and buy extra hands. And it was really a busy place because, remember, there's 96 teams on the event and everyone has to play out their hands. And I think it just makes for a really fun and energized evening to have all of that going on while inside we're getting ready to start the awards. We start our sponsor awards by thanking Stephen and Kelly Marino from Alacomp Insurance. They sponsored our Friday lunch stop as well as our cocktail hour here at Margaritaville for Saturday night. Our manufacturing sponsor, Eric Avila from Concept Boats, came all the way from Miami to join us. It was a record showing for Concept Boats here at this event with 7 registered concepts. Best showing ever, especially with these new 4400 models, which are really starting to steal the show. Next up was another Miami builder. This time it's Deep Impact. We're presented by Plantation Boat Mart. That's Dennis Delatorre and his first mate, Brianna. They brought this beautiful Deep Impact 399 to the event. Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. And recognizing Fountain Powerboats, one of their newest customers, Dan and Nancy Wall from South Carolina, brought their 38-foot SCX model, brand new boat, and we decided to honor them by giving them the Fountain Powerboats Award. This Fountain 38 SCX model is becoming very popular in Florida Powerboat Club. Eric Glazer and his wife Hagen were here from Midnight Express Boats representing the factory, and a number of Midnight Express boats that were attending. They brought their brand new 43 Solstice model powered by 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. This was the showboat at the Mercury Racing 500R launch in Charleston just a few months earlier. And continuing our tradition of honoring owners with the Factory Sponsor Award, Ivan Lopez from Louisiana accepted from the Nortec High Performance for his Nortec 390 Sport. It's powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs. Ivan has been very busy with the club since he took delivery of the boat back in March of 2023. And now switching to President's Choice Awards, we honored Tom Menshouse from Florida, who ran this 37-foot Midnight Express. He offered to be one of our Poker Run staff boats and ran the course with our staff to make sure things went smooth, and we really appreciate his help with that. And the Good Samaritan Award went to Will Kufis for helping out Vince and Rachel Odo with their 42X. Apparently, 10 other club members have lined up to help Rachel out with any motorboating issues she might have in the future. And the Best Stern Drive Catamaran Award went to David Landsman. He showed up with this 42-foot MTI powered by Mercury Racing 1100s. What a beautiful ride. And most enthusiastic team went to Cruz Rutherford Team GSX Powerboats. They had a lot of energy as they pulled up to the dock to get their poker card, and that's why I decided to judge them, because they really had some highly spirited crew members and they were having a blast. Best Classic Boat went to Alan Hawley from Louisiana. That was for his full restoration on his 1993 38-foot Wellcraft SCARAB. And the Best Performance V-Bottom went to Michael McClellan for his Team Wild Trips 50-foot Hustler V-Bottom, one of the only ones left out on the Poker Run circuit, and certainly the only one in the Florida Powerboat Club. It's powered by Triple Innovations with Arneson surface drives. The Best Center Console Award went to Team Midnight Express for their brand new 43 Solstice model. It's got a stretched out cabin, a lot more room down below, air conditioned, lots of seating for all your friends, and 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. It's the perfect poker run boat. And for the best paint and graphics was hands down Team Deep Impact Dennis Delatorre for this beautifully painted Deep Impact 399 model with the orange and black graphics and the engine cowlings to match. I think it's a beautiful boat. And a very special thanks went to Paul Bertucci, his first mate T-Land. Paul has always been a big supporter of us, bringing prizes to the event every year and always supporting us with the sponsorship for the Miss Powerboat Week Contest. Team Beer Money is a Deep Impact 399 model. You can't miss it because it's been on a lot of poker runs here over the years. And very special thanks to Chad Havens, Team Savage, along with his first mate Danielle. They, of course, brought the Team Demon Bikini Girls along with them, and they actually came straight off the boat and right to the party on Saturday night with their bikinis on. You gotta love that, girls. Can we have one more shot of the Demon Bikini Girls, please? Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay. And the Best Outboard Catamaran went to Ryan and Rachel Garnett in their brand new MTI 390X, Team Flight 311. And you got to love the matching bikinis, the lime green to go and match off those graphics. What a great looking team. Congratulations on the new boat. And I love giving out the Best Team Name Award. This one went to Cameron Bailey for Team Cut the Check, the Nortec 390 Sport. Also our camera boat for the event. But you got to love the words cut the check, because that's pretty much all you do when you own a powerboat. Farthest Traveled Award went to Karsten Melcher and his crew from Team Germany. They attended with this Donzi 38 SC Comp with Teague engines. Always run strong and great, very enthusiastic team that has done so many poker runs with the club over the years. Love having this team on board. And it's Daryl Turner and the ladies of Team Rum Runner for the Best Dressed Crew Award. Well, this was a hands-down award, guys. Nobody came close. Check out the cool outfits. And we had a couple of Broken Propeller Awards. This one went to Aaron Swafford from St. Petersburg area with his Fountain 38 TE. I'm not sure what broke on the boat, but he runs a marina, so he's very capable of getting it fixed. And it was very sad that we couldn't put the Team Rum Runner in the video. That's because Daryl broke, so he takes the other Broken Propeller Award. We just hope that they're running great for the next poker run. And we finally make it to the final table. This is the only event that we have a final table. 10 players round out 9 from the winning cards and 1 is a buy-in. We went through several rounds of eliminations until we get it down to the last 3 or 4 teams, and that's who our winners are going to be. It takes a long time to go through all the cards, but of course we have to take time out for shots in between, thanks to some of our fans and spectators who are keeping us well lubricated. But it's a fun, festive evening, and I always enjoy being the dealer. And with the final cards played out, here's our winners. Third went to Cameron Bailey and team Cut the Check with this Nortec 390 Sport, who also were our camera boat for the event. Congratulations to this team. And there in the center, he's been on the winner's circle before. That's Brad Hancock from Georgia. Team All Hail. It's a Midnight Express 43 Solstice, 5 Mercury Racing, 450Rs, and Brad has been a big supporter of this event for many years. And this lovely lady on the right is Christina Hayden. She played for Team Indet, the 34-foot fountain center console, owned by Ricardo Chavez from Orange Beach, Alabama. The 3 teams shared more than $10,000 in cash and prizes from many sponsors. The 2023 edition of the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week event was really, for us, very successful in terms of the numbers, reaching 96 registered teams. We haven't seen that in several years, so it was time to go back to our By the Numbers segment. Let's start off with of the 5 categories, starting off with category number 1, participants' home ports. That is, where did all the people come from? Well, there were 3 countries represented, United States, Canada, and Germany. And in the United States, a total of 18 states were represented as follows. The top state was Florida with 22 teams. Texas was second with 16 teams. Georgia came in third, ranked with 9 teams attending. Alabama ranked fourth with 6 teams on hand. And there was a tie for the 5th spot by Louisiana and South Carolina at 5 teams apiece. The number 6 spot went to Mississippi with 4 teams. 7th spot went to Oklahoma with 3 teams attending. And next in line were a total of 3 states, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, each with 2 teams attending. And finally, it was Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and California, each with 1 team on the roster. That's a lot of miles traveled. And our second category is manufacturer representation. That's all the different boat builders that were on our event roster. And leading the charge is Nortec High Performance Boats with 13 registered teams. Second place went to MTI with 11 registered teams. Third place was a tie with Fountain and Cigarette Racing Team, each with 10 registered teams. Fourth place went to Concept Boats with their own personal best at 7 teams at Emerald Coast. 5th place went to Statement Marine with 6 registered boats, and the number 6 spot was shared by 2 builders, Midnight Express and Skater, each with 4 registered boats. The 7th spot went to Deep Impact and Sensation, each with 3 boats apiece. The 8th ranking was shared by 4 builders, Donzi, Formula, Mystic, and SCARAB, with 2 boats each on the roster, and that left 16 unique builders on the event roster, each with 1 team attending the Emerald Coast 2023 event. This was truly a very diverse field. Now let's report Category 3, the various sizes of the boats, and some of you may find this surprising. Starting with 30-foot and under, there were a total of 4 teams. In the 31 to 40-foot category, there were 67 boats registered. And 41 to 50-foot length, there were 23 teams registered. And in the mothership class of 51 to 60 foot, there were 2 boats, and they were both from the same team. The Black Diamond 52-foot MTI and the 59-foot Cigarette Tirana 6 carat. Now let's go to Category 4. That's the breakdown of hull types. In the lead, well, you know it, guys, center consoles with 47 registered teams, and the catamarans came in at 26 registered teams. That's outboard and stern drive. And there were 23 performance V-bottoms, guys. Well, you know, these are the boats that started this sport, but sadly, they are a dying breed. For our final category, of course, is ranking by engine manufacturer. Well, we all know who wins this category, guys, at every event. Well, it was interesting to see that there was a wide variety of other engine builders in the game. We had at least 10 boats reported with different propulsion. That left a mere 86 teams that reported that they are powered by either Mercury or Mercury Racing products. Well, we all knew that, guys, and that's why we love Mercury Racing, and that's why we are thankful to them also for sponsoring the Florida Powerboat Club and the Flight 1130 cigarette with those Mercury Racing 565s. And we do have a big announcement coming soon about a new program from Mercury Racing in a partnership with Florida Powerboat Club. More on that in our next episode. And that means you can't afford to miss another show of the Florida Powerboat Club and Powerboating in Paradise right here on our YouTube channel, guys. The only way to get those shows and to get reminders is to hit that subscribe button and pound that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.